Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Sudden Wealth. I hope you guys are doing very well over this weekend. Um, so, for the month of April, I'm done with traveling. So, it's only going to be now in May, a couple of travels, and then June once, and that's about it until September or so. So, just for you guys to know a little bit about my schedule. By the way, if you do like the content, please drop that like and subscribe. It greatly helps the channel. So, thank you very much. So on Friday, we had a big sell-off pretty much across all the markets, with a few exceptions. There was a bit of fear in the market, so TLT, the bonds, go up a little bit, as well as the dollar, but all else sold off. Now, for the people who don't know, on the stocks, for example, the first 4 months of the year, we've been outperforming even your average bullish year, and by quite a bit. Meaning that your average, not even your average year, I'm talking about your average bullish year, tends to go up about 15% or so, 15, 16%. Talking about the S&P 500, and we were on pace, if we would keep up with like the first 4 months, to go above 20% again. Which to me, I mean, look, if that happens, most likely next year is either going to be a blow off top, followed by a big sell-off, or we start, cooling off a little bit for for a few months, which is also normal. Usually, there's a saying in Wall Street which is "sell in May and go away." Just for you to be aware, that saying works about half of the times. Half of the times makes sense, half of the times doesn't, and just then people pick and choose whatever they prefer, with this kind of astrology metrics, if you will. What matters the most is, so far it's a normal sell-off, and what you should be looking at is the bond market. If the bond market keeps on being quite unstable, we can have a period of time where markets actually go up despite the bond market selling off quite aggressively. But rest assured that that's temporary. There's no way that you can have a very turmoiled bond market and a very strong stock gold commodity market at the same time. It's just a matter of time before it adjusts. Now, I think it's quite obvious as inflation numbers are coming a bit higher. What's going to be funny is when they actually start cutting rates, and inflation will actually start to go down. So in the beginning, everybody will panic and expect, super high inflation, blah, blah, going forward. And because everybody will expect it, you're going to have actually the opposite, which is disinflationary tendencies, and people will get completely surprised. But in any case, Bitcoin's about 67,000, Ethereum about 3,200. Ethereum continues to repeat to fall in line with the third cycle curse, which is being quite a disappointment versus Bitcoin. Now, there's something that needs to be said. As you guys know, I'm a vivid believer of the buy the rumor, sell the news event during the Bitcoin halving. Is it possible that we are front running the cycle, and basically the sell-off of the halving is happening before the actual halving, which is going to happen next week? Maybe. I am more in favor of certain price targets rather than the exact day where this happens. Meaning, at this stage, if we repeat the previous cycles, we should go down, Bitcoin should go down to somewhere between 45 and 50K. Okay? Now, don't quote me on the exact dollar on it, but it should hold somewhere between 45 and 50K. Maybe 46, maybe 44.9, maybe 47.5. Who knows? But around that level. And that would be perfectly in line with the previous cycles. I am more concerned about that price target than, okay, are we going to go first to 80 and then to 50? Are we going to go to 74 and then to 50? Are we going to 71 and then to 50? Are we going to, you see the point, right? So to me, that's what matters the most, because I'm truly convinced that that's going to be the last time you have to buy Bitcoin at those prices, either forever or at least for a very long time. And there are a couple of things which are happening. that people are not paying attention. And those things are, number one, a lot of OTC moves on the Ethereum market. So you're talking about movements outside the exchanges, so you don't see them, but you can see them on chain, of $30 million plus. So somebody is positioning for something very big on Ethereum. May it be the ETF? Who knows? BlackRock also filed for a spot ETF in last November. So we'll see. But the point is, a lot of huge trades under Ethereum outside exchanges is happening at the moment. I'm talking about $30 million a clip. Okay? Number two, people cannot see much further away from their own noses. So the inflation of Bitcoin will be cut from 900 coins to 450 coins per day. Furthermore, you have the ETFs buying coins. Now we are at 67,000, and the Grayscale Bitcoin Grayscale has sold more than $15 billion of Bitcoin in 2 months. They have sold now more than half of their stack, and they are starting now to slow down their selling. You also have a Hong Kong spot ETF, which is about to come out. So all of these things will have the condiments for massive runs, in my view, going forward. As you guys know, I'm looking at this stage. It's not an official prediction, but I call it Bitcoin 241,000. We'll see if I'm right or wrong. Okay? But I will clean that prediction up a little bit later in the year. And that to me matters more because you're going to see the effects of it, very clear in the future. Also, I do think what's probably going to happen is, will Bitcoin have bear markets? Yes. All asset classes have bear markets. So if people trying to tell you that because we have the ETFs, no longer a bear market will occur, that's a complete lie. What I think is going to happen, most likely, is that instead of having the 85, 80, 75% drawdowns that we sometimes had, maybe we're going to stop at 50 to 60%. We'll see. Maybe it will stop there instead of going down 85%. We'll see, but that's my feeling. But okay, but that's really into the future, so I don't want to jump too much ahead of myself. Now, PulseChain and PulseX had a big sell-off coming from one of the day one X people. So basically, these are people who invested in X in day one. And this guy has sold more than $16 million from the ecosystem across multiple wallets and is now empty of all the coins. So when we had this big sell-off, I accumulated another $5,000 of Pulse and PulseX right as the sell-off was occurring. And basically, a great part of the move has been reversed. And I've seen a lot of people, getting desperate, which is exactly what I'm looking for around this stage of the cycle. See, most people don't know that Richard Hart had his hearing already, and basically the case of the SEC is so weak, and I'll just give you this example. Okay, the SEC accused Richard Hart of using the money sacrificed for PulseChain and PulseX to buy luxury goods in a time that the sacrifice didn't even happen. So how could he be using the sacrificed wallets, which, by the way, he never used because this is all on-chain? But it's even worse than that. He's not just not doing on-chain analysis, he's being accused of using those funds to buy things before the sacrifice phase even happened. Meaning, it's like you being accused of using money that somebody gave you before they gave you the money. Makes absolutely no sense. So in May you have another hearing, and then in October you should have a decision. And from what I've seen, from all the indications, they have a top lawyer. Richard has a top lawyer firms with him, and there's a lot of confidence that the case will be dismissed. But the point being, I like to buy the things in the depression area. I like to buy things that people don't want. I want to buy things where people are puking and there's a lot of blood in the water. That's what I want to do. And in case people haven't noticed, the altcoins of PulseChain, if you will, are actually performing quite well. So one of them that I also have, which is PDAI, which is the copy of DAI on the PulseChain, I actually bought it at 0.65 of a penny. Okay, so far that one is also doing fine. And then I have my lottery tickets, Andy, as you guys know, I've been talking about that one since it was $1.5 million. I do believe that the PulseChain ecosystem will do incredibly well. I've seen a lot of signs that encourage. To me is encouraging. And here is the point that I wanted to bring to your attention. You see, I'm talking about PulseChain and PulseX right after a major sell-off with the price very depressed. In a few weeks' time or a few months' time, you're gonna have a lot of people on YouTube talking about PulseChain and PulseX, in my opinion, after 5 and 6 and 7x pumps. See, these people, I'm giving this example, for example, Joe Paris, right? He's always making these videos. Oh, if you bought $100 of this coin on day X, you would have made this huge amount of money. The question is, okay, did you buy it? I mean, if he's so successful that he only needs to work 2 hours a day, he's always at the beach or at the swimming pool, all is fine. Why does he need your $200 for a course? Why? Why is, for example, we have been in the meme coin mania. All his videos are about the next top 10 meme coins. Where were those videos during the bear market? There weren't. He stopped talking about PulseChain and PulseX years ago, or at least more than a year ago. He hasn't talked about it. I guarantee you, he will talk about it as soon as PulseChain and PulseX pumps 10x. Then he will talk about it after the 10x. You see, it would be much easier for me to just stay here, pretend that I never had PulseChain, I never had PulseX, I never had this, or never had that. Just wait here and say, for example, it would have been much easier because when I bought Andy at 1.4 million market cap. It went down to 325K, and now it's 70 million. It would be much easier if I just waited for it to go to 70 million. So, by the way, guys, I bought it at 1.4 million, buy my course, right? Or join my private group, and I'll tell you all these hints. Always think about it. Why do these people, which are so successful, right, on YouTube, why do they need your $200 so desperately? Why do they only talk about hot topics? Why do they only talk about coins that already went up a lot? I mean, one of the recommendations, they said, oh, this coin can go up 100-fold. You know which coin was it? Pepe. Pepe is a $4 billion market cap. The opportunity is gone on that one. Will Pepe do well? Probably yes. Will it do 1,000x from here? Depends. Do you think it's going to go to $4 trillion? By the way, just to put a little bit in context, $4 trillion is about 4 times the economy of the Netherlands, which is one of the richest countries in Europe. So do you think that Pepe will just go up 1,000-fold from here, like he suggests? No. What does he talk about? Talks about Shiba Inu, everybody knows, Dogecoin, Pepe, Floki, dog with hat, WIF, right? He talks about the coins already pumped a lot. And then he talks about 100 different coins in the expectation that one of them maybe will do a 10x, so you can come and focus on that video and say, if you had bought this coin that I told you, you would have made 7x your money, so, buy my course and follow me. Be very careful with that. You see, notice the most bullish that I was on PulseChain and PulseX was when the SEC accused Richard Hart. My second time that I'm most bullish is now, after a big sell-off. Very different. These people will all be bullish after a 10x, after a 20x. Then they will be bullish. Because they know people will be searching for it, because this will be on the crypto bubbles, right, as a massive performer. And then people will get, super excited about it, and then they talk about it. Because why? Because most likely they already secured their bags. So now they need to talk to the audience, so they also pump their bags so they can start shaving off some of their exposure as their audience comes in. That's it. So guys, I hope you understand this. Am I bullish on this? Yes. Are we still in line with cycles? Yes. Is things actually doing a bit better than expected? Also yes. How does the PulseChain chart looks compared to BNB back in 2020? Actually quite similar. What happened to BNB? Oh, went up, what, 600-fold from that? Who knows? But just be very careful, because these people on YouTube, they are not here to help you. Notice how I talked about Wolf on Ethereum, $3.4 million market cap. How much is it now? Like 12 million. I talk about Brett. One of them is down 65%, but then there was another Brett on Ethereum, which was dead for like 9 months, and it resurged. What did I say? I split my bags of Brett into the other Brett just in case. What happened to the other Brett? $8 million market cap. When did I make that announcement? $1 million market cap. Andy, $1.5 million market cap. And I always tell you also the truth. I said I was looking at a coin called Pepe Mazendi, right? I was looking at it, and I put around $300 in it. Guess what? Rug pulled. Zero. Use the different wallet. Use $300. I lost $300. Is it a big deal? No. Is it nice? No. Am I completely crippled for life? Absolutely not. That's the point of lottery tickets. If I win big like I did with Andy, and I think Andy can go easily 10x from here, at least 5 to 10x from here. I think it's quite possible. Will I be taking profit? Of course. Actually, the profit that I took on Andy already paid all the other lottery tickets, profit, and big rotation into Pulse and PulseX. Exactly what I said that my strategy was going to be. But I said it before it happened, and I said it at lower prices. These people talk about it at higher prices, with the benefit of hindsight. Maybe one of these days they will be telling, oh yeah, we were buying gold at 1,500 or whatever. Just wait for it. They will say anything. So be very careful, guys. When people are selling you stuff on YouTube, most likely is for you to become their source of passive income, not to help you. Now, I cannot tell you what to do if you guys want to go all in those courses and these mastermind trainings and all this kind of stuff. Be my guest. You need to learn it the hard way. And with that, guys, I thank you very much. I'll catch you in the next one. Don't forget, like and subscribe, and I'll see you in the next one.